All right, class. So we're looking at worksheet 4.1. Now, I also posted my notes so you can follow up a little bit with that also. Um, so let's kind of review of what we've learned and build off that. So first off, let's look at multiplying two complex numbers. So chapter 3, I had you multiply, let's say something like, say, 4 plus 3i times, excuse me, actually it was, let me start over. Actually, it's written like this: 4 plus 3i times 7 minus I. Now, I mentioned that this is the same thing as 4 comma 3i and 7 comma negative 1i. And basically, if you graph these two things out, which is referred to as a vector in standard form. So, graphing out, and we'll call this a vector A here. So, A would be out 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, up 3i. That would be vector A, which also produces an angle here, and we can call this angle A itself. So this also forms an angle of this being 0 degrees. Now, if I graphed out, let's say that we'll call this one B. So 4, 5, 6, 7, and then negative 1. This forms angle B. So when I ask you to multiply these out, okay, I mentioned to create a box to try to keep it organized, and you have 4 and 3i and 7 minus I. That this would be, here, 28, 21i, negative 4i, and minus 3i squared, but I squared equals negative 1. So this is actually 3. So your x components, which is here, would be 31 plus, and my y components are my i's. What is that, 17i? So basically what I did here was actually added angles A plus angle B together. Okay, and therefore that's what I've done there. Now, if we go ahead and expand on this in terms of multiplying polynomials here. So let's take the next step now. So multiplying polynomials. Okay, so if I have, let's say, x plus 7 and 2x minus 1, we can do the same thing here, create a box. And you have x plus 7, 2x minus 1. So then we get here, we have 2x squared plus 14x minus 1x minus 7. Now, there's a whole different ballgame going on here, so we're just doing the math now. So look for adding common values there. So I have 2x squared plus 13x minus 7, like so. Then if we get into a bigger polynomial, let's say x plus 3 and 2x squared plus 4x minus 7, then create a bigger box. So you have 2 values by 3 values. So I'm going to create a 2 by 3. So I'll have x plus 3 2x squared plus 4x minus 7. So now go ahead and multiply things out. You have 2x cubed plus 4x squared minus 7x plus 6x squared plus 12x minus 21. Again, a lot of times there's a pattern should develop where you can add the diagonals. And what you have here is 2x cubed plus 10x squared and plus 5x minus 21. Okay, so just do the same process as we have been in chapter 3. Okay, the next piece, and again, it's kind of going back to a review here on our vectors here. So let's say we have my components, say 4 plus 3i plus 7 minus I. Again, we looked at this as 4 and 3i, and we're adding it to 7 comma negative 1i. And basically you're just adding, if you put over here, put this over here, we have 7 comma negative 1i, and therefore I adding my x components, so I have 11 comma 2i. Okay. If you want to explain what we're doing there, basically you have again one vector here. So here's back to the drawing. So here is vector A, and that was A. And let's say I think we said this was B. So when you add complex numbers, it's like if you're pulling a sled here. Two people, let's say A and B, and you're pulling together, so the direction that you're going to go would be this right here. This is here, so you're going to end up in the direction of 11 comma 2i is your result. Okay. But on this chapter, we're doing polynomials, but we can do the exact same thing. So if I have, let's say, 3x squared plus 4x squared, I can add those together. If I have 3x minus 7x, add those together. If I have numerical values, no x's at all, add those. So this gives me 7x squared plus negative 4x plus 11. Now again, this could be written also as 7x squared minus 4x plus 11. Okay, so looking at the big picture here, so if I have one polynomial, say 3x to the fourth plus 2x cubed plus 4x plus 8, and I'm going to add 5x to the fourth minus 7x cubed plus 2x plus 9. Okay. So just take this, put it underneath, so you have, and match it up, 5x to the fourth minus 7x cubed plus 2x plus 9, and add, so you have 8x to the fourth minus 5x cubed plus 6x plus 17, like so. One more example here, let's do a minus. So if I have, say 3x to the fourth plus 2x cubed plus 4x plus 8 minus 5x to the fourth minus 7x cubed plus 2x plus 9. So notice the same problem. The only thing is I change this to a negative. So when I bring this over, just change all the signs. So I have now negative 5x to the fourth minus 7x cubed minus 2x minus 9. Oops, this should be positive, excuse me. So notice all the signs are different. So positive, negative, positive, positive. Now I have negative, positive, negative, negative. So my result would be negative 2x to the fourth plus 9x cubed plus 2x, what's that, minus 1. And there you go. So basically that's all we're doing. All right, give it a shot.